True baseball fans can smell the fresh cut grass, hear the cling of the bat as a full squad hits the dirt at American Family Fields of Phoenix. Manager Craig Counsell already has a set idea of what his outfield will look like. Yelich in left, Kane in center, and a rotation in right, meaning most of spring training will be navigating the sea of infielders the Brewers have acquired in the offseason. Milwaukee hosts Denver at Fiserv Forum, but the talk around shoot-around had less to do with tonight's matchup and more to do with how the heck the Bucks only wound up with two All-Stars, Giannis and Middleton. Chris making his case for Eric Bledsoe last night. Sports have been put on hold. So have paychecks for those who work in the entertainment business. The COVID-19 virus may be keeping us apart, but the Bucks are not letting it take away their humanity or their hope for the season to resume at a later date. And the American Cup is coming to Milwaukee March 7th, but on the 6th, it's the Nastia Liukin Cup that will showcase the country's top junior Olympic gymnasts. Nastia was in Milwaukee today promoting the two events that have produced the nation's top female gymnast. Number 19 in the country with the conference's all-time leading scorer, Golden Eagles looking to come out hot. Instead, they came out freezing cold. Marcus Howard 0 for in the first half. Sakar Annam trying to pick up the slack, but he has little help, so they're down 10 at the break. Now Howard opens up the second with a 3, but is it enough to turn the tide? Theo John Duncan on an island all by himself, and they're only down 5. Howard heats up, but the Golden Eagles run out of time and fall to Creighton 73-65. At the Kohl Center, Wisconsin football getting their groove on. Wisco basketball looking for revenge against Purdue. Big night for Aline Ford. The junior forward flushes 14 in the first half, ending the night with a season-high 19. Wisconsin's up at the half. Demetric Trice drains a 3 early in the second when the Badgers still have a decent lead. But as the Boilermakers close the gap, it comes down to free throws for the win. 12 free throws shot and made in the last 4 minutes for Wisconsin, enough for the 69-65 victory. The first half, 9 of 12, only 65 yards for Aaron Rodgers, and that included an interception. He would end the night with 2, not to mention that the Packers had 3 turnovers altogether, and they fumbled a muff snap. We haven't seen that all season.
Right.
And it happens tonight in the NFC Championship, but Aaron Rodgers, I asked him, I said, why do you think the first half has been so debilitating for the Packers, not just now, but back in Week 12 as well, and this is what he had to say. It'll be the second time for the Washington Wizards, who unfortunately had to deal with the news and play a game Sunday night. We've already seen numerous little tributes to Kobe here and there throughout Fiserv Forum. The scoreboard said 24-24, but here's a look outside on a neighboring parking structure. A beautiful picture of Kobe Bryant, his last game in Milwaukee, of course, at the Bradley Center back in 2016. We saw Wesley Matthews out here. He is wearing a pair of Kobe Bryant shoes with RIP 8 and 24 written on the side. Good afternoon, guys, and as you can see, Moose's is open for business, which does come as a surprise when I tell you that the owner, Naz Musa, just happened to be driving by last night around 10 o'clock when he saw people coming in and out of his then closed business. They had broken into Moose's, but Naz wants to make it very clear that he does not believe this had any connection whatsoever to the protests that were going on at the time. He was upset that his business was being broken into, but he was more concerned about the lakefront, and that's why he asked volunteers to come out and help clean up. Unfortunately, in the new normal, virtually is now the only way to say yes to the dress. Luckily for brides in Milwaukee, Miss Ruby Boutique has figured out a way to still make things special. It's not just the West Dallas cheese and sausage shop that Mark is running through this pandemic. On the same block, he also owns Beecher Meats, a local butcher shop, and Station Number 6, where you can pick up Bloody Mary kits to go every Saturday from 12 to 3. It's a great day for baseball here at Franklin Field. That's exactly what is going down as the Milwaukee Milkmen host the Chicago Dogs in their season opener. It's going to be the first time since COVID-19 hit the United States that fans are able to watch a professional game in person. And Milwaukee Milkmen owner Mike Zimmerman says every season is for the fans, but more so ever in 2020.
Just the fact that people think girls can't play, that's already a lot. But on top of that, we have the religion.
For the young women of Salam Stars, basketball has become more than a game.
Right when you see us, you know we're Muslim. Like, there's no way, it's not like when you see the guys playing, you don't know they're Muslim until you ask around.
It's an opportunity to break down stereotypes on and off the court.
They always underestimate us. They're like laughing, joking, they're pointing at us. And then it's like, when it comes to the game, they just like, wow, they can actually play.
It feels powerful to be a Muslim athlete. We're not trying to hide. We're trying to show people who we are. We're trying to show people that we're not what the media puts us out to be.
The hijab may be a symbol of modesty, but in no way does it constrain an athlete's competitiveness.
Sometimes even it's the reps. They'll be calling, random fouls, or they won't be calling the other team's fouls. We don't let that bring us down because we still win that game, and we still prove everybody wrong.
Helping the Stars shine, head coach Cassidy Masak, a St. Francis alum who never once saw her team as less than.
I think that's like a lot of the reason like so many of them responded so well to me is like I didn't care like what you're wearing. Like I didn't make it like, oh, you have long sleeves on, like I guess you can't play as hard. It's like, no, you're gonna come out here. I'm expecting a lot out of you guys. Like this isn't just a club sport or like for fun. Like we're trying to do something here.
And while that something is what every team is after,
Win a state championship, honestly.
it's clear that the individuals on this court have won a battle some don't have the courage to fight.
I know some girls are like Muslims out there and like they're scared to like put the scarf on and play at the same time. And honestly, I'd just tell them, don't let anyone make you afraid being who you are.
We had a great practice last night. We were ready to go, and then it's kind of that gut punch hits you.
That gut punch, the WIAA making the decision to cancel the tournament just 15 hours before they would have tipped off against Beaver Dam.
These are dreams that they've had since 4th, 5th grade, and they earned the way to get there, and now it's just kind of pulled from you.
What are you feeling right now?
Devastation, sadness. I think everyone hasn't stopped crying since 11 p.m. last night.
The reason? Public safety, as COVID-19 continues to spread around the country. I completely understand if an 18-year-old doesn't understand this situation and says, I don't know why I can't play basketball. Is it easier or harder for a parent?
I think we have a harder time as parents because you want to see the best for your kids always. So, yeah, again, it's disheartening to see the tears that pour out for the kids coming off the bus today, getting back to Pewaukee. Again, it's hard for the community and for the school and all the fans. It was an opportunity of a lifetime for all these kids.
What's maybe a happy memory, something that you're clinging to right now?
In a couple of years, looking back, like we just have so many like memories to tell, and just to see our team grow. I just can't wait to see what our team will look like in the next couple of years and coming back and watching.
At the end of the day, these athletes will be known as the first to take Pewaukee's girls basketball to state, but that doesn't ease their pain.
Having the support we've had from the community and then to not be able to provide and give to them right now, and it almost feels like we're letting them down, but we all know that they're behind us right now.
They didn't let anybody down. As a matter of fact, they lifted us up. Last week, the way they played against Eisenhower and against Pius, they lifted this community up.
A community that only sees champions. Delaney Brey, TMJ4 News. In West Dallas, Hunger Task Force is hard at work.
We're building boxes in the morning, we're building boxes in the afternoon.
Those boxes hold about a week's worth of food and are being built by volunteers like Kelsey Burke.
I am a teacher, so our school closed. This was the first week of being closed, and I was just trying to think of something to do while we figured out how the rest of the school year was going to work.
Keeping their distance while serving the community, Kelsey says she feels safe volunteering.
For me personally, I know that I'm not within the most vulnerable age groups, or I don't have any immune compromise issues. You know, if anyone needs to be out here doing stuff, it should be the ones who are healthier and less at risk.
Executive Director Sherry Tussler knows this hunger relief only happens because of volunteers.
All of our pantries, literally every one of them, is staffed by volunteers. Volunteerism is critical to hunger relief, and so if you're thinking about volunteering, now's the time to go to the website and click that button.
The boxes being prepared today are in preparation. Should food pantries close and Hunger Task Force has to serve the public directly, if you need assistance immediately, there are options.
They need to go to the Hunger Task Force website because we are updating an interactive map. We're also going out to our pantries and programs and making sure that what is on the map is real and true.
There are others who have bigger needs and bigger concerns than we do. You know, it's good and we're here and we're just like trying to get some good stuff done.
Because the Hunger Task Force wants to serve the community in the best and healthiest way possible, they're asking for monetary donations rather than personal food items. Reporting in West Allis, Delaney Brey, TMJ4 News. On Saturday, as peaceful protest filled the streets of Milwaukee, Kenya Mosby was spending a much-needed day out with her family.
We spent the whole day at Stonefire. It was me, my children, and I did my cousin and her daughter. You know, I treated everyone.
Returning home, looking forward to Sunday, Kenya would have never guessed what was about to happen next.
About 1:08, my daughter comes down and says, "It's a fire in the alley." When I got up, the fire was my truck.
As Kenya and her family tried to put out the flames, officers emerged from the streets.
Officers come from all other ways, and they begin to pull us back. They like it's going to explode, and then it just went up.
Losing not just a truck, but her ID, money, and gifts from the family outing. Yet Kenya can still find compassion.
I understand that people are upset because of what's going on, and I respect that.
But she asks those who choose to do damage to realize the impact of their actions and the extent one lost car can have.
It hurt me, but you guys hurt my children so much more. You get what I'm saying? And I'm trying my hardest not to allow circumstances to get the best of me.
In that spirit, Kenya holds on to two items that emerged from the rubble: a mask.
Yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. That mask remained whole.
And $1 she traded a homeless man for in exchange for a 10.
I took that as God saying that everything happens for a reason. What reason that happened, I'm not sure, but I'm going to continue to push because all I can do is pray and continue to move forward.
Delaney Brey, TMJ4 News.